Hello, today we're going to look at a quick and easy way to make the tastiest steaks at home. We are using ribeye steak. I have one which is boneless here, and I have another one which is on the bone. Ribeye steaks come, of course, from the rib portion of the animal, which is in the middle of the animal. So I have two steaks here. And I'm going to be just using a generic seasoning I bought off from a retail store. So let's get to seasoning. One important thing to keep in mind is when you're seasoning your steak, make sure your steak is at room temperature before you start cooking them. So I had the steak out for a little bit. It came out of the refrigerator and was left out on purpose to bring it to a room temperature to be able to cook it evenly. Right, so to get the best taste of these steaks, what I have learned is use a cast iron pan. So I'm not going to use a grill. This is real easy and the steaks come out very tasty. So I have the pan on high heat and I had waited a few seconds, actually a few minutes, for the pan to heat up, because cast iron pans take a little bit of time. And today I'm going to be using olive oil. You can use whatever oil you prefer. I prefer the flavor of olive oil. So I have enough olive oil to cover the pan. I'll wait for it to heat up. I have my steaks seasoned and ready to go. I'm waiting for the pan to heat up. You can see the oil is almost beginning to smoke. So I'm going to put my steak in. I'm going to put the one with the bone in first. You can hear the sizzling. That means the pan is ready. Alright, now let me talk about how long to cook the steak. Again, that's a preference. It's going to be a personal preference. If you're looking for a rare steak, you're going to be cooking to a point where the internal temperature is going to be between 120 to 130. So we're going to be using a meat thermometer to check the steak, and it roughly takes 2 to 2.5 minutes on both sides when you leave the pan on high heat. Let's say when the heat is going to be around 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So 120 to 130 is going to be the internal temperature, and when you cut the steak, it's going to be red in the middle. Now if you're looking at a medium rare steak, you're going to be waiting for the internal temperature to be around 130 to 135 degrees Fahrenheit. And when you cut that steak, the middle is going to be pink in color. Now if you want to cook the steak to a medium, then you're going to wait until the internal temperature gets to between 135 to 145 degrees Fahrenheit. And when you cut it, the middle is going to have a sliver, a little bit of pink in the middle. Now if you want to make your steak a medium well, you go to wait until the internal temperature gets to 145 degrees Fahrenheit to 155. And if you're really looking at well done, which many people have a preference of that because they don't want to have any blood in the steak, you got to wait until the internal temperature gets to 155 to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Right? So while our steak are getting searing the steak will retain the juices inside the steak. So I'll give it a few more seconds and then I'll turn over the steak. Okay, I like to add some garlic to my steak. So I had a whole clove of garlic, and the easiest way to remove that skin from the garlic, peel the garlic, is crush it a little bit with your knife, and then it becomes so much easy to peel the garlic. So I had all of them peeled except for these 2 cloves. It comes out real quick. Once I turn the steak and sear the other side, I will add these to the pan. I will make sure they remain golden brown, they don't get over brown. I'm also going to add some fresh thyme. We are lucky to have some fresh thyme growing at home. So we have this ready. So we gave the steak enough time to get seared on one side. I'm going to turn it now. Look, they got a nice color. And when you put the steak down, remember to put it away from you. That way the oil don't splash onto you. Beautiful color here. Right. We'll give 2 to 2.5 more minutes on that side. Now this is a good time for the garlic to go in, and I like to add the thyme, and I like to really finish with some butter for flavor. And we're going to pour that butter over the steak to bring more flavor to the steak. All right. In goes the garlic. So you already have the garlic crushed. I just sprinkled them all around for right now. My steak is still searing on the other side. I'll hold up on the thyme. I don't want to really get the thyme burnt out. I just want them to release the flavor. So thyme can go in with your butter. All right, the garlic's getting golden brown. It's time to turn the steak one more time. See, both sides are seared by now. Now we have to be careful with not overcooking if you're looking for a rare or a medium rare steak. It's just about to be done. Again, this one too. I'm going to introduce the butter in here and thyme. It's the time to introduce butter here. I have, few squares of butter cut out. And then this is a good time for the thyme to go in. I'm going to give it one more quick turn. And we're going to check the temperature of the steak right now. Alright, this is about to come out. The one with the bone may take a little bit longer. Let me check the temperature of that. This is at 120 right now. That one also has reached like 120 right now. So right now I'm going to look at my garlic, make sure I take out some of them, especially those ones which are golden brown. I like to put them on top of the steak for the flavor again. They all look good. They're not overcooked. And what I like to do to get the flavor more is to tilt the pan a little bit and spoon that butter over. I like to have my steaks medium rare, so it's a good time for this steak to come out, and we have to make sure we rest our steak for a good 5 to 10 minutes before we slice them and enjoy them. So it's going to have some residual cooking, and it's going to, really reach a perfect medium rare. All right, this one is ready to come off. I just take it off straight to the chopping board, let it cool down there. And let me check the temperature of this one here. Bring it to the middle a little bit. Going to flip it one more time. There you go. We put some garlic and some butter on top of it. Give it maybe a minute. So the one with the bone is also ready to come off. I'm going to turn off the fire here. You can already see some of the garlic a little bit done more than I would really need them to get cooked. But that's fine. The steak looks great. I'm going to leave it to rest for like 5 to 10 minutes. We get all the garlic. We'll come back to slicing the steak. So we have given enough time for the steak to rest. Let's get to it. I like to trim the fat a little bit from the sides. That's pretty good. Let's get to slicing the steak. This one will come out almost like a medium. You can see a little bit of red in the middle. Let me take this fat off. All right. Here, it's almost like a medium red to medium. All right. How my expert chef here to taste the steak. He likes them fresh and juicy. Here you go, chef. What do you think?
It's good.
Okay, now it's time to slice the ribeye on the bone. Let's see how that came out. Let me trim that fat off from here. Love all the garlic, the thyme. Oh, it came out perfect. Just like how we like it. Almost to medium. Between medium rare and medium is where we like it. Alright, now that we tasted the ribeye without the bone, now this is the ribeye that we sliced. This is more to medium rare. And my expert chef is back for his tasting session. He's going to give us a verdict on which one he likes better. The one with the bone or the boneless ribeye. What do you think, Jay?
I think the boneless one is better.
Okay.